Want to welcome you here live to Tyne Davis Gymnasium on the campus of Faulkner University for this women's basketball contest between a pair of receiving votes teams. The Faulkner Lady Eagles hosting Philander Smith out of the Gulf Coast Athletic Conference. Jeremy Smith alongside David Turner bringing you all of the action in this one. And David, I anticipate a fast-paced, open-floor basketball game for much of this day.
When you look at all the numbers, that is exactly what you've got to expect with these two teams. We know the way that the Lady Eagles have tried to play this year, pushing the tempo, getting out on the break. We've seen that a lot, and that's when they're at their best. Well, guess what comes in here this afternoon?
Yeah.
A Philander Smith team, when you look at all of their numbers and you look at everything that they have on paper, they get up and down the floor. They get in your face. They are a hard-nosed defense who turns you over and responds with their own offense on the other end.
Yeah, listen, this is a Philander Smith team that has been on a roll in Little Rock, 8-0 on the season, 32-5 for them over the last two seasons. They force 30 turnovers a game, almost 19 of those of the steal variety. As you just noted, they force those turnovers and they get easy buckets off of them.
And those are insane numbers defensively on both of those. To turn an opponent over 30 times a game, that's defensive intensity at its core right there. And then, of course, the 19 steals a game disrupts the offense, makes them get away from what they want to do. So press break is going to be huge for the Lady Eagles here this afternoon.
Yeah, it absolutely is. And look, they're a team that rebounds it well, too. They average almost 40 rebounds per game. Faulkner sitting about 44.6, a little under 45 right there. Look, taking care of the basketball is going to be paramount in this one for both of these teams. The starters for Philander Smith, number 3, the senior guard out of New Orleans, Louisiana, Jordan Johnson. Number 5, the 5'7" junior guard out of Conway, Arkansas, Maya Yelder. Number 11, the junior guard out of Earl, Arkansas, Elijah Brown. Number 22, the senior forward out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Davina Smith. And number 23, the sophomore forward out of Dayton, Ohio, Deja Turner. The starters for Faulkner, David Turner.
For Faulkner is number 3, Morgan Holland, the sophomore wing from Blunsville, Alabama. Number 4, Angela Grant, the redshirt senior center from Fort Walton Beach, Florida. Number 5, Nicoya Adams, the sophomore guard from Huntsville, Alabama. Number 25, Kinley Varnell, the senior guard from Bald Knob, Arkansas. And number 33, Avaya Burrows, the sophomore wing from Lacey Spring, Alabama.
It's an Elijah Brown layup that starts the scoring. They nearly force a turnover there. Burrows has got to recover. Fires it over to Varnell. You see how quickly they close up all the space. Morgan Holland misses that one. Rebound, one-shot trip coming the other way. But fortunately, Philander Smith a little too quick on the throw out that time. Throws it out of bounds, so the turnover will benefit Faulkner, and Philander will sit back in the half-court defense right now. Nicoya Adams will be met at the half-court line, heading left off the screen of Holland. 2 defenders on her, got to get out of her hand. That's Angela Grant. Avaya Burrows, 3. No, Morgan Holland, or rather Kinley Varnell, couldn't handle the rebound. Look at the baseball pass, and they throw it away again. But you see, their job, like their goal, no matter what, whether they're taking it out of the net or taking it off the rim, is to run.
And you see, even in their half-court defense, it's get to the ball to one side, trap, try to force that turnover, and that free throw line on that end of the floor for the Lady Eagles on the offensive end of the floor is going to be key, because they're going to find a lot of open spaces right there if they can get it to that point in the court.
There's the first foul of the ball game. It is called on Davina Smith. So Kinley Varnell will inbound the basketball. Nicoya Adams will catch it top of the key. She'll work left, now back over to Morgan Holland. Holland will drive down the lane, kick it over. Nicoya Adams for 3, buried. So Nicoya Adams puts the Lady Eagles up, and you and I talk about it a lot. They're at their best when they're going downhill, but they're going to have to be able to space in the half court today to keep that defense some kind of honest. You've already seen some open looks from 3, and it's just about knocking them down, and Adams did. Up top now, sent down into the block. Turnaround right hand, no good. Rebound, Angela Grant going to get it away to Nicoya Adams in the open floor. She'll go over the timeline with it. 2 defenders there looking for help. Gets it out to Varnell. Varnell works right now. 18 to shoot, plenty of time. Adams drives downhill, through, up, off the glass, and good. Nicoya Adams came to play in this first quarter. She's got all 5. Alasia Brown off the screen, into the lane, kicks it out, open look, 3, no good, back iron, rebound goes to Turner. Her putback won't go. Nicoya Adams will clear the board. Adams into the front court with it. She'll attack, spins back in the lane, and gets the foul. Nice job by Adams. When she turned, she realized she didn't have what she wanted, but she hesitated just enough.
They put the foul on Maya Yelder.
Adams to the stripe now. 7:11 to go in the opening quarter, and she's got 6 points. One more look coming from Nicoya Adams here.
Adams right at 71% from the free throw line here on the season.
Makes that one, make it a 7-2 ball game. Ball triggered in now as Faulkner shows its press look. Kind of a cursory look here. I think more showing than applying pressure.
Yeah, just make Philander Smith take a little longer, bringing the ball up.
Not loose.
That's good help defense for Burrows.
Grant now out on the perimeter. They're going to want to switch. They do. Kicked back over and thrown out of bounds. I thought, no, nice catch and throw back, but I thought for a minute there was nobody there.
In the corner,
it was in a blind spot.
I saw the same thing. I was like, oh, there is somebody there. Okay.
Yeah, that's right. The one blind spot we have from our vantage point. Avia Burrows with the basketball ahead of Bridget Johnson. And notice the change. Angela Grant's out. It's going to be interesting in this ball game with the way they like to run. How much and when can they use Grant? Bridget Johnson in and out. Not a bad look, though, from Johnson.
That look with that defense is going to be there all night. You've got to be, or all afternoon, you've got to be willing to take it when it's there. And good job for Johnson taking that look.
Johnson will get the foul on this end, but it ends up being a good one because the shot doesn't drop. And, again, the lack of hesitation from Johnson. It was a catch-and-shoot moment. That ball went in and out. That's a miss you live with. She does get the foul on this end, though, and that is going to put Davina Smith on the line. Smith will make the first one. Smith on the season, the second leading scorer, averaging 12.6 points per game for this team. She makes them both here. Kinley Varnell on the ball. Trap coming. Got to get it out of there. Gets it over to Burrows. Burrows, open floor. Saw it open up and took it. Right hand layup, good. Nice decision making by Burrows that time.
It was. Good job by her holding on to that ball for that extra half second, making that defender make the decision. She sprinted out to the wing, and Burrows then had a wide open lane to the basket.
Yeah, and in that situation, it would have been so easy to try to give it up to Adams, and then you've got that trap coming over on the wing. And nice job by the third-year player, Avia Burrows. Inbound will come to Alasia Brown. Brown working right. Sends it back over. Now down into the corner. Back up. Now down into the right corner. Thrown to the post. Help defense comes. Turnaround right hand won't go. Morgan Holland the rebound. Holland will lead the break. Sends it into the corner to Nicoya Adams. The drive. Nice kick. Burrows catches. Burrows shoots. Burrows scores. 12-4. Avia Burrows buries it.
And over the last two games for Burrows, we've seen something begin to click for her. She's been being more aggressive offensively. She's putting the ball on the ground, getting to the rim, and there, just a great pass, wide open shot, knocks down the corner three.
Deja Turner called for the foul there on the moving screen. Inbound will come off the hand of Burrows. Gets it into Varnell. Varnell working left. Now back right. Varnell spaces it back out. They're trying to take Adams away completely here. And for Faulkner, I think one of the great benefits is there's 10 on the shot clock, and Holland brings it back out. Gets it to Adams. She'll turn baseline and get fouled. One of the great benefits, this is such a rare thing in the men's game or the women's game, but when you have somebody playing the 4 like Kinley Varnell, who has over the course of her career been on the ball so much and handled the ball so much offensively, it gives you extra ball handlers on the floor. And so against a team like this that is trying to apply pressure and trying to take away Nicoya Adams, to be able to go to a Varnell or a Holland or somebody who handles the ball is so helpful.
And that is key for this team, is they do have really 3 to 4 ball handlers that you trust putting the ball in their hands and letting them get the offense going and run. So that's a huge advantage for them right now, because, okay, we're going to take Nicoya Adams away. She's not going to control the ball. She's not going to dominate the ball. All right, well, we've got 2 or 3 other options that can do that, and that allows Nicoya to kind of run off the ball, work off some screens, and maybe get some open looks from the 3 or even a mid-range shot here, working off of that.
And you and I saw Kinley Varnell play at Florida College, and there were stretches during her career there of the 2 years that she was there that she was down low at the 4 or the 5, taking the ball out of the net and then bringing it up on her own, and it's more of a point forward kind of a role for her. So this is not an unfamiliar territory when you do have to go to her, and that helps, and that doesn't even speak to what you've got coming off the bench at the guard spot.
Right.
So we'll see how that rotation of ball handlers works today for Faulkner. Ball will be triggered in by Nicoya Adams. Adams feeds Johnson, who had set the screen, and now the ball screen handoff. Adams trying to get downhill, 2 defenders there. They come to force the jump.
And they get the jump ball.
All right, so Philander Smith will get the possession there after forcing the jump. And they defended the ball screen incredibly well that time. Ball thrown in. Alasia Brown on it, sends it over left side. That's Yelder. Skip pass ahead, caught at the elbow by Johnson. Gets it back out to Brown, kicks it into the corner. There's an open look 3, missed. Avaya Burrows the rebound, and she needs help. She's trapped quickly. Gets it ahead to Lainey Henderson. Henderson trying to get it over the timeline.
3 to get it up.
Burrows ahead to Holland. Now they can slow things down, and Holland will push the issue and draw the foul, which is also a good decision. Is that already the 4th?
It is.
Now the 5th. You're now in the bonus for the next 4:15, which is a big-time benefit for this Lady Eagle program.
They put the foul on Brown, number 11.
Sort of
her first.
Alasia Brown with the foul, and the free throw by Morgan Holland makes it a 13-4 ball game. Ella Jane Connell to the scorer's table. She'll check in momentarily. Free throw up and good from Holland again, make it 14-4. Ella Jane checks in. Nicoya Adams going to get a breather. Defense set up for Faulkner. 2-2-1 look here as they stretch out into the three-quarter court. Sent ahead now, top of the key. That's Smith. Drives into the lane, gets into the body. Johnson and a charge. So put it on Davina Smith. Nice job by Bridget Johnson to take the space and set her feet. First bench player off of the Pine today is Melina Williams, the 5'7" junior out of Killeen, Texas. Checking in for Philander Smith. There's Holland. Holland throws it down baseline to Johnson. And another foul.
Body on the drive. Fouls on Deja Turner.
2 on Deja Turner here. Bridget Johnson to the stride. 10-point game, 3:52 to go, opening quarter. Johnson free throw up and good. The net didn't even move. It's about as perfect of a free throw as you can take. Listen, after you and I spent an hour plus last night evaluating 6- and 7-year-olds for YMCA ball, it's nice to see someone take a free throw with proper form. 16-4 is the score. The Grandview YMCA Mavericks, not projected to win the championship, even by their coaches, but it should be fun. And there's a foul over the half court.
Questioning your definition of fun.
Yeah, well, they'll have fun.
Fun, maddening, whatever.
They'll have fun. It's your kid and my kid on the team. Neither one of them cares too much about what we say.
Like I said, fun, maddening, whatever.
That's right. Ball thrown over the timeline, back into the hand of Alasia Brown. Now right side, back up top, sent over left side. There's Brown again, pulls the three. On target and buried by Alasia Brown. That'll cut it to 9. Holland ahead, puts it on the deck all the way through. No call on the swipe as she was going up for the layup.
Neely Johns will check in for Avia Burrows. She sets up in the front of this press.
16-7 is the score. Right side, that's Yelder. Now left side, into the ball game now for Philander Smith, taking the shot. That's Natracia Caesar, wearing number 33 today. Senior out of Waterloo, Iowa, and a couple of threes, and now an offensive foul, and here comes Philander Smith. Faulkner's kind of settled into a lull here over the last few possessions, and Coach Jacob Roark said, I've seen enough. Kinley Varnell, Nicoya Adams, and Angela Grant back into the ball game. It's the thing about this Philander Smith team. You had a 12-point lead. That's almost nothing against them as quickly as they can turn it over.
Exactly.
Adams with the steal. The other way. Right hand layup good. Nicoya Adams with 9. Press makes them slow things down just a little bit. Works it ahead. Back up top. It's Johnson. Left side now. Back left. She'll bring it around the face of the goal. Brown skip pass over. Yelder gave it up. Another skip pass out to Brown. 2 to shoot. They'll get it off in time. Back iron, no good. Angela Grant collects the board, gets it ahead to Nicoya Adams. Adams will quicken the tempo over the timeline. Not really letting the defender get set up. She'll work around the left now. Kicks it over. Laney Henderson in and out, no good. And a rebound, loose ball foul call on Angela Grant. But again, in and out, that's the look you want for Henderson.
Yeah, that was a good shot, but they did have Grant sealed and rolling to the basket open, just not able to find her, and that's not been the first time that's already happened here in this ball game. She's had a couple of those where she's just been uncovered underneath the basket.
And that's part of what Philander Smith does, even when they're not turning it over, is they're speeding you up.
Yeah, making you rush.
To the right now, hand off. Nice closeout by Johns to push her off the spot. Down into the corner, drives baseline. Grant comes with the help. Laney Henderson, the rebound, got it out to Nicoya Adams. Adams over the timeline. Pass Brown, sends it right side Johns. Back to Henderson, back over to Adams. Adams to Henderson. It's high noon somewhere. Quickest trigger in the West. Misses that one. Coming the other way. Feeds it over right side. Brown sets it, shoots it, buries it, and it's a 5-point game. So Philander Smith is off the deck. 1 minute to go in the first quarter. They're on a 9-2 run. Adams working right. Henderson again. Puts it on the deck and drives. Pulls it from the elbow. No call on the contact. Misses the shot. Throw out the other way. Brown comes the other way. Blocked by Henderson. No, she got a piece of it. And did they call Henderson for the foul?
They did.
Interesting decision there. I won't tell you that she didn't, but I will tell you that the same thing happened on the other end.
It's already 10 points now for Alasia Brown. She goes to the free throw line for the opportunity now for 11.
So now 18-15. Free throw, no good, misses everything. So 44.4 left in the quarter. And Philander Smith is on an 11-2 run. Faulkner looking for something Adams off the screen from Grant. Downhill. Nicoy Adams versus everybody, and she gets the foul.
She gets the charge called against her.
So they call the charge on Adams. It's now 5 fouls on Faulkner.
Jacob Roark, I think, asking, wasn't she in the circle?
She was absolutely in the circle, like halfway down it. Oh. Into the front court. Right side. Back over. No good. Varnell the rebound. Adams. 9 to play in the quarter. Down to 5. Working right. Feeds it down low. Holland couldn't get it out of her hand in time. And it's 18-15 at the end of 1. Faulkner holding on to the lead. Philander Smith with all the momentum right now. Faulkner Sports Network. Back here live, Tyne Davis Gymnasium, Faulkner Sports Network. Nicoy Adams working right with the basketball, gets it to Burrows, back to Holland, dumps it down to Grant, kicks it out to Varnell. Varnell going to work now, into the lane, fights it up, misses. We'll go the other way with it. Stolen, nope, deflected by Morgan Holland. That'll slow everything down. Again, Philander Smith ended that quarter on an 11-2 run. They had been down 12, now down just 3.
Well, in that first quarter, Philander Smith shot 42, really 43% from 3, and this is a team on the season that shoots well under 30%, right around 28% from 3. So
that's a movie we've seen before.
Yeah.
That one misses front iron. Morgan Holland the rebound. She'll take it over the timeline. And by the way, that movie would not recommend.
No.
The number of teams who have come in here and had abnormally high shooting performances from deep. 18-15, still your score after the turnover on the other end. They were trying to work it to Angela Grant, couldn't get it there.
Yeah, really the first time they've really attempted and made the effort to really try to get her in the post. Had the seal, pass was just off target.
Brown into the front court with the basketball, gets in the lane, kicks it out, wide open, 3, no good, rebound cleared by Morgan Holland. She gets it over to Varnell, scrap on the floor. It's got to be something in all that. A jump ball, a foul, something. And they do go jump ball here. It will be Philander Smith basketball. Yelder will inbound. Now that the floor is clean. Yelder, 5 seconds, couldn't get it in. Nice defense by Faulkner. Some would tell you that's a ball don't lie scenario. I'm not one of those, but they would be right if they told you that. Nicoya Adams over the timeline, working to the left. Hands it off to Avaya Burrows. Throws it to Grant. Grant dumps it down to Holland. Has it poked loose. Nice defense there, but Holland recovers.
That was great defense.
Varnell to Holland. Holland pulls the three off rhythm. Rebound chased down. Grant tried to keep it alive. They say she stepped on the baseline.
Probably a better outcome in that circumstance than what was going to happen.
Yeah, accidentally feeding the break the other way. 18-15 with 8:22 remaining in the quarter. Faulkner trying to adjust off of Philander Smith's adjustments here. Still an 11-2 run right now for Philander Smith, and there's a foul call.
Foul on Nicoya Adams. That's going to be
2 on her.
Yeah.
That's a critical situation. Ball thrown in. Up, blocked by Grant. Are you kidding me?
Okay, they got Varnell on the foul, not Grant. The block was clean.
The block was clean. What was not clean was the shoulder to the midsection on the drive that everybody in the gym called out, except the guy whose job it is to call it out.
So that's the first foul on Varnell.
To the line. Williams misses the first. One more coming from Melina Williams.
Williams about 46% from the stripe.
May makes the second. That'll make it a 12-2 run right now for Philander Smith. Ella Jane Connell working left, now back right. Spins back to her left. Connell, got to get it out of her hand, got it over to Varnell. Varnell, Holland.
There it is.
Grant up, and she's
Where's
fouled.
that foul?
What in the world? Layup at the other end. All right, boys. At a certain point, you got to stop trying to think about whether the fouls are even or not. Angela Grant just had both arms fouled going up for a layup when she had position with the defender on her hip. There is no way in the physical universe that can happen without a foul. That's insane. Burrows will trigger the inbound to Connell. Hand off to Burrows.
And illegal screen on Connell, they're going to call.
All right. Right now the whistles are only working one way. And that's not a shot at Philander Smith. Philander Smith is playing the way Philander Smith wants to play and playing well. The shot, no good. Tipped alive, chased down, out of bounds. Burrows will throw it in. That's Connell. Over the timeline. She'll work downhill. And there is a foul call. Looks like number 21. It's going to be on Tiana Robinson.
Yeah, those numbers are hard to see.
Yeah.
Black
for
on
these
black.
40-year-old eyes. Holland, or rather Varnell to Holland. That three, too strong. Rebound coming the other way. She loses and regathers. Steps back out. Kicks it up top. Left side. Three. Off target. Rebound to Connell. Connell's got to get it out of there. Trap coming.
Trap.
She was fouled.
This Panther defense, you've got to get the rebound. You've got to get out of there. You can't sit around too long. Otherwise, they're going to do just that right there and trap you.
And Connell's going to have to make the adjustment because Nicoya Adams has got 2 fouls. Only one of which was actually a foul. Burrows will inbound. Thrown into Varnell. Varnell over the timeline. Gets it over to Johnson. Johnson has it deflected and rolls out of bounds. Inbound will come momentarily. We'll clean the floor first. Again, Faulkner on its heels right now, and they've been there for quite a while. It was 16-4. It's 18-18.
Scoreless the last nearly 6.5 minutes of play.
Sent over right side. Now back left. Thrown down, collected near the block, and dribbled back out. That's going to be Robinson. Robinson with it. 5 to shoot. She'll go to work toward the elbow, kick it. There's a 3 out of the corner. Too strong. Rebound collected by Kinley Varnell. Gets it out to Connell. Connell, trap coming momentarily, and then it backed off, and she goes over the timeline. Connell fires it left side. That's Burrows. Burrows to Holland. Holland will get called for the travel. 18-all with 5:36 to go in the quarter. Faulkner's turnover numbers climbing now.
Stats say 6, but it feels like a lot more than that.
Yeah, they've all kind of come at the same time. Into the ball game now is number 25, Antonisha Wade, the senior out of San Diego, California. Ball thrown to Wade. Johnson deflects it up. Holland tips it out. There's Burrows. Going to lead the break the other way. Burrows working to the left. Stuck with it. Holland gets it now. Back down to Burrows. She'll spin inside shoulder, too strong. And it'll carry them off of Philander Smith and stay on that end. And Faulkner's got to get some offense on the floor right now. With Adams out and Grant out, Holland is the most consistent scorer there, and Philander Smith knows it.
Yeah, they're keying in on her, trying to take the basketball away. Get a shooter on the court, and Lainey Henderson. We'll see if that helps space some of this out.
Bridget Johnson working downhill. Turnaround.
Good shot.
Nice job, Bridget Johnson. So that ends the drought, and Faulkner with the lead 20-18. Over the timeline. Works it left side. Dump down to Wade. Wade working against Johnson. Kicks it back over. The drive downhill, and there's the travel. There's an adjustment that Brandon Greenwood's made here that I think is worth noting. He brought in Wade, who's more of a traditional post, with Angela Grant out of the game and trying to exploit a matchup with Bridget Johnson, which was a good move on his part. To her credit, Bridget Johnson has held her own so far.
She has. And over the last few games, we've seen her do a really good job of defending in the post, and you've got to think a lot of that goes from having to battle with Grant every day in practice and the beating that comes with that, and she's learning some things from it.
Beatings will continue till morale improves.
Yes.
And so, no, she has learned for sure, and she's improved dramatically. You've already seen her on the offensive end here with one shot. Another one that was in and out was a good look for her, and she's played well defensively. One foul to this point. It was a good one at the time that she did it, and she has established her position. She's drawn a charge already. So quality minutes from Bridget Johnson. And with the injury to Olivia Chadwell, that's going to be necessary for this team. Like, they need Bridget Johnson to be able to come in and give 8-10 minutes and not hurt. And beyond not hurting, she's helping right now.
Yeah, and look, she's come a long way in just a very short time since this season started. Because even when the season started, she wasn't doing some of those things that she's doing now.
Right.
And those come really within the last couple of weeks of seeing just that mentality, and you can see the thought process behind what she's doing.
Connell has it poked loose, but there's a foul call. It's going to be on Williams. And again, you're going to need Ella Jane to ride out this next 4:37 when Nicoya Adams in foul trouble. Thrown into Ella Jane Connell. Connell back to the left, lost the basketball. That's what she can't do.
Yeah.
Driving it all the way to the rack, layup off the glass and good, and that's Philander Smith's game. Steal, layup, easy points, tie game. Connell, offense, they called the block. Could have gone either way that time.
That foul's on number 21, Tiana Robinson.
That's the first on Robinson. Neely Johns in, Ella Jane Connell out. So I presume Neely will really handle the point guard duties here. Thrown down to Holland. Holland, left hand scoop, but gets
And
the foul. And look, if you can get it in the half court, that may be what Faulkner's going to have to do is try to pound the ball into the paint and hope for a foul call. Now, that hasn't been a safe bet here on some of the shooting instances, but that time they do get the call.
And that foul on Brown, her second. So now the starting point guards for both teams with 2 fouls here, with 4:12 remaining in the half.
One more coming from Morgan Holland, made that one. 22-20. Ball thrown in, handled by Johnson. That's Brown with it. Brown shakes, feeds the 3. They'll wave it off,
and
call it travel. That takes 3 off the board because that was a strong look.
It was.
Avaya Burrows back in, Morgan Holland out. Jacob Roark understands the pace and intensity of this game, and he's trying to keep his bench well used here as he is making quick and frequent subs. There's Varnell downhill. Up.
Good take.
Good. Kinley Varnell. 24-20 now, Faulkner with the lead. Little mini run here, 6-2 for them. Thrown ahead, that's Wade. Wade skips it over. The drive, the kick, deflected, recovered, 3, off target, tipped alive. Bridget Johnson's got it. Gets it out to Burrows. Burrows will handle it over the timeline herself. Brings it back over right side, Neely Johns. She'll put it on the deck, spins back. Johns.
Good pass inside.
Get it on now. The assist for Neely Johns.
Smart play by Johns. Got the defender on her hip. Realized that Varnell was wide open underneath that basket. Makes a great bounce pass. Could not have gotten that in there with the chest pass. The bounce pass gets the job done, and another easy bucket for Varnell.
2 subs that Jacob Roark made in that sequence. Very important for what we just saw. Neely Johns coming into the ball game there a little quicker and is sort of not maybe a traditional point guard, but really suited to this style of play. And then the Avaya Burrows in when he pulled Morgan Holland out, gave her a break, and Avaya Burrows handling the ball in the open floor, a lot like we talked about with Kinley Varnell earlier, that Avaya can take the ball out of the net and bring it down. And she starts that sequence there to Johns. All around really strong sequence for the Lady Eagles. And now you've got a sub here, Angela Grant back in the game. We'll see what adjustments are made there. But at that moment, as you went to the bench, you had 4 or 5 players who could handle the ball. You felt good about it. Brown over the timeline. Varnell will meet her. Back left side, Grant meets her at the elbow. Nearly lost it. Recovers, back out, pulls it. No good. Varnell will rebound it. Varnell takes it herself over the timeline. Robinson, closing speed, shuts it down. There's Burrows to Henderson. Henderson, the drive, layup, and good. We talked about it the other night. That's the next step for Lainey Henderson.
That's it. That's a huge move for Lainey Henderson in her development right there. The scout's coming out. She can shoot. She'll pull it from deep. Has the quick release. But there she puts her head down, gets to the basket for an easy layup. Turnover on that end. Lainey Henderson gets the ball and brings it up into the half court.
There's Neely Johns now, left wing, dumps it down baseline. Avaya Burrows, skip pass out. Lainey Henderson thought about it. Backs out. There's Johns, 17 to shoot. Working right, Varnell. Varnell backs it back out. She studies. She drives. Back out again. Dumps it down to Grant, and a foul call. Holding, 10-yard penalty on Philander Smith. And look, you have to.
Yeah, that was, I know I'm pinned deep. I know the pass is coming. I'm going to take the foul before we get the easy bucket.
Absolutely, because in that situation as the defender, Grant's got you on the hip. Yeah. She's got that seal. If she catches that ball, it's 2. If you foul her, maybe not. Maybe they don't even call it. And so a good foul, and Grant misses it, and that makes the foul worthwhile.
It does.
One more coming for Angela Grant in a 28-20 game with 2:04 to go here in the second quarter of play. She makes the second. 29-20, Faulkner in the lead. It's an 11-2 run for the Lady Eagles right now. They set up their press look. Thrown middle of the floor. Passes it over right side. There's the drive into the lane. Kick back out. Swings it over. Nice ball movement here for Philander Smith. Open three. Missed it. Chased it down. Turnaround. Put back. No good. Avaya Burrows with the rebound after Caesar's miss. Burrows over the timeline, and she is called for the travel. That was one of those. She got up to pass the ball, and the defender took the space away. 1:43 to go in the quarter. New player entering the game for the first time for Philander Smith is number 10, Amoye Jordan, the sophomore guard out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Ball thrown in. That's Brown. Brown over the timeline. She'll work left. The drive all the way. Nice job by Brown faking the pass into the corner to create the space.
That was. Give her 12 points here on the afternoon.
Varnell to Johns. Johns dumps it down to Grant. The help comes. Puts it up and one. Angela Grant
and it's
going to the line.
It's in these situations you've got to think that's where the ball's got to go.
Yeah.
You've got that kind of advantage. Anytime you can get that ball into number 4, you do it in this situation.
And you've seen them try to establish that here.
Especially in the half court.
Absolutely. Angela Grant free throw up and good. 32-22. Faulkner in the lead. $1:17 to go in the quarter. Philander Smith looking for some answers here before halftime. Sends it over left side. Back over the top. That's Brown. Works off the screen and misses that one. Burrows will clear the board going the other way with it. Back to the left now. Burrows takes it all the way down to the baseline. Got to get it out of there and passed it to Brown, who will lead the break. Laney Henderson's the only one there can stop her. And good job by Laney Henderson. And now a foul call looks like on Kinley Varnell on the loose ball rebound. And that's 2 on Varnell.
Burrows on the other end. She got too far in toward the baseline, picked up her dribble, nobody around. So she tries to make that difficult pass across the court. And it's just picked off and gone the other way at that point. We're going to have a foul on Neely Johns running through the screen.
That should be the 5th on Faulkner and should send us to the line here. Would it not? It's free throws,
theoretically.
Guys. Should be shooting. All right. They still hadn't figured it out yet. All right, now they got it. Okay. So to the line goes Williams. 2 quick fouls on Faulkner there. Now you got Kinley Varnell with 2, along with McCoy Adams, who's been out for most of this quarter with 2. Williams makes that one. Beginning to feel like a game where there's no chance for staying under 50 total fouls. Makes that one.
Already at 24.
Yeah, we're not staying under 50 today, brother. Kinley Varnell over the timeline, works left. Back right. Got deep, got to get the ball out of there. 19 to shoot, hands it off. Neely Johns, deep, 3. No good. Rebound, fought for on the floor. Via Burrows forces the jump. So Faulkner will take the possession. 20 on the shot clock, 23 on the game clock.
You run this 20 out. Entire 20 out, leave Philander Smith with only about 3 seconds to get anything off, which that means you've got to control the basketball and take care of it for that 20 seconds.
8-point ball game. 23.1 remaining in this second quarter of play. The run for Faulkner at the moment stands at 14-6 after that long Philander Smith run.
Which they haven't reset the shot clock. It's still sitting at 18, so...
There's Johns. Got it back over to Varnell.
There's your post.
Thrown down, back out. Back over. Left side, Burrows. 8 to shoot, feeds Highland, turn around.
There's a foul.
No call, though. So 5 seconds on the shot clock, 9 on the game clock. Referee said all ball on that end. Got it into Grant. Back over to Burrows. Thrown down to Highland. Turn around. There's a foul there and one. All right, the first one's free. It's a Black Friday sale, the holiday season. They call those doorbusters. 34-24. And look, here's the thing. We've talked about it. If you're Philander Smith, why not?
Yeah.
Like you play your game, and if they call you, they call you. If they don't, they don't. And Philander Smith's playing their game, which has been good. The issue for them has come as that free throw misses and just some consistency on the offensive end. Defensively, they've still been good.
Yeah.
Flung up nearly on target there, and we're going to go to halftime in a 34-24 ball game. It is truly a game of runs. It was 16-4 Faulkner. It was 18-18, and now it's 34-24. All of that coming. There's no back and forth in this. It's a 16-4 Faulkner run, followed by, what was it, a 12-2 run for Philander Smith. And now since that time, it's a 16-6 Faulkner run. So that's been the story of the game.
It really has, and the numbers, when you begin to look at them, they kind of look kind of the same way. As close as this game is, 10-point ball game, Faulkner leads the rebounding battle 19-15, only 2 on the offensive glass for either team. One of the biggest things is turnovers.
Yeah.
Philander Smith, 11 turnovers in that first half, Faulkner with 9. And Philander Smith, from those turnovers, those nine Faulkner turnovers have 8 points off turnovers. And Faulkner, 10 points off of Philander Smith turnovers.
Well,
so there,
you go back to what we talked about at the beginning of the game, and you got to know what Philander Smith is going to try to do coming out. It's who they are. Philander Smith allows what less than 62 points a game, and they force 30 turnovers. They're off both of those paces here. So you got to know the defensive intensity is going to ratchet up for Philander Smith in the second half, and it's from there that they create their offense. They've really kind of been aided in part by the fact they've shot the three better than they traditionally do. Now, those numbers evened out a little bit here in that second quarter of play because they went 0 for 6, and now they're down to 23%. But that first quarter, they were 3 of 7, which is way ahead of their pace. And that has come back down to earth here as we head into halftime. So Philander Smith, they don't want to get in this half-court game. They want to run.
They want the points in the paint, and Faulkner actually winning that battle right now, 14-10. So if you keep that number where it is, you've got to feel good about the Lady Eagles' chances here going into the second half against a tough team.
And the type of game that it is and the pressure that's going to be put on the officials because of the intensity in this game, if you're Jacob Roark, you're telling them you got to play clean. We can't pick up cheap fouls. The fouls have got to be good ones when we do them.
And then on the other end, you've got to play through some fouls that aren't going to get called.
Yeah, it's just going to be part of it, and that's it, because the officials don't want to call 60 fouls in a ball game. And so some of that is going to get out of hand. We saw that in the first quarter where Philander Smith jumped out and had like 6-1 or 7-1 in the foul count.
Yeah.
And it felt like, oh, this is going to be that kind of day. And then all of a sudden there's 3 obvious shooting fouls on the other end that don't get called because refs naturally try to bring that stuff back to a balance, and it shifts the game. Well, again, it's part of the way the game is being played that day. To mix sports metaphors, it's only a strike if the umpire calls it a strike, and it's only a foul if the ref calls it a foul.
Yep.
So you got to play with what's being defined on that particular day, and sometimes in that particular quarter.
Yeah.
David Turner, Jeremy Smith here. About a 10-minute break. We're back on the Faulkner Sports Network. Back here in Lifetime Davis Gymnasium, second half in the offing. 34-24, Faulkner leading Philander Smith. Ball thrown in top of the key. That's Brown working with it. She'll work left now down to the corner. Johnson will pull that open look, miss everything. Rebound, Karam's out of bounds off of Brown. Faulkner basketball. And I'll take the cue from our good buddy Reed Sutton, who is out sick today and having to watch us. Hopefully, for his sake, he's not having to listen to us. Climbs up over the rim and misses it, and then Angela Grant fights to keep the possession. Adams into the lane, feeds it out, and Varnell will be the beneficiary here of a foul call. Who are they putting it on? They put it on. They signaled one.
There is not
there
a
is
one.
no one. There is no one.
Okay. At 11. It's going to go in
Elijah
Brown. Her third foul.
I guess there is a one. There's just two of them
Yes.
next to each other. She's number 11. Ball thrown to Grant.
Great pass.
Varnell, layup good. Angela Grant, the passing big. 36-24. I'll take the cue from our good buddy Reed Sutton, who's home sick, and his notes were the same as mine. Great second quarter defense and excellent bench usage by Jacob Roark in that second quarter. And how about the big minutes again from Bridget Johnson we talked about earlier? That one picked up, sent back over. That's a three off target. And if you're Faulkner, you're going to live with them shooting those.
Yeah, you want them shooting those.
Ball thrown ahead to Varnell. Hesitation, lets her go by and gets the foul. That's going to be on Johnson.
In fact, you'd think on this Philander Smith team, that's got to be your scout. Give them that three, let them shoot it, and then
if they beat you, they beat you.
Control the rebounds and go the other way.
So here's the thing. You've got a couple quick fouls on Philander Smith, and you're just hoping that you don't end up in the situation we had the first half where, again, officials feel the need to just try to bring balance and make the foul count even. It's not always even. It's just the way it goes. And if you're Philander Smith, you've got to be aggressive to get yourself back in this ball game. As Varnell missed both of them. Into the front court goes now down to the block, turned into Angela Grant, and kept from traveling, I suppose. Grant clears the miss and will go the other way.
Took every bit of her pivot foot, but I think she managed to do it.
I do think she did. It was impressive.
Good
ball thrown over and
good thought.
Ange apologetically smirks at Morgan. Going the other way, 36-24 with 8:17 to go in this quarter. And it's just maybe that lead pass is a little harder than I thought it was to throw. Down the baseline, kicks it out into the corner. There's a three off target. Rebound Morgan Holland. Holland in the open floor with a 12-point lead. Inside 8 to play in the quarter. She'll feed Grant, and a foul call on the floor. That's going to be on Davina Smith, number 22.
Lucky to get that foul call. Otherwise, it's a turnover going the other way.
It is. Holland will inbound. That's already the third team foul of this quarter on Philander Smith. Ball thrown in. That's Avia Burrows. Back over. Varnell and now Grant. Handoff. Feeds Holland, and she's fouled on the shot by number 23, Deja Turner. So she'll go to the line to shoot two. And the big part of that is one more, and Faulkner's in the bonus.
And that was a good cut for Holland. Came back out like she was going to the wing, then directly turned around and went right back to the paint.
Rattles that one off. So Faulkner's missed their first 3 free throws of this quarter. You don't want that to come back and bite you. You better make good on these.
And Holland usually reliable from the line, 75%. Misses both of them.
Very unusual for Holland. So now Faulkner 0 for 4 from the stripe here in the quarter. And if you're Philander Smith, keep fouling. If they're going to miss them, keep fouling. There's the drive downhill. Got it back out. There's a 2. Avia Burrows the rebound. Got it over to Nicoya Adams. And now just a turnover. A needless one there as well. There's a 3 from the wing and buried. And just like that, you're down to a 9-point ball game.
Davina Smith just able to step into that wide open three, knocks it down.
Adams, trap coming, got to get it out of there. Throws it to Varnell.
Got to get it up.
Varnell ahead to Holland. Holland feeds Burrows, and she's fouled hard. That wasn't a play on the ball at all. I don't know. You got to talk about a flagrant on that.
That foul's on Alasia Brown. That's going to be her fourth.
Wow. There was no effort made on the ball at all on that play. Burrows, free throw, good. One more coming for Avia Burrows. That one's good. 39-27. Over the timeline. Working left, there's the handoff. Downhill, lost it, regathered. Back out. Around to the right goes Yelder. Gives it up. Now left side, downhill. Skip over. Yelder left it short. Rebound underneath. Turnaround, put back good by Johnson.
Tough rebound and turnaround for Johnson underneath.
Thrown to Grant, middle of the floor. Back over to Holland. Holland over the timeline. Working left. Gets it to Adams. Adams downhill into the lane. No good. Rebound cleared going the other way. That's Davina Smith. Smith left side. The drive through and a foul call on the other end. Going to get Burrows, I believe. No, they put it on Holland.
Just her first foul.
So Yelder to the stripe in a 9-point game with 6:04 to go in the third quarter. Free throw up and good. So that'll cut it to 8. And rattles that in. That'll cut it to 7. Ball thrown into Adams, now over to Varnell. Varnell skip past Holland. Holland all the way left hand, missed it. Grant fights for the rebound through the traffic. Burrows out to Holland, 16 to shoot. Nice job fronting on Grant that time to come up with a steal.
Was good job fronting her, but not where you want that pass at all. If you're Holland getting it inside to Grant, that's got to go up over the top.
That three misses. Adams the rebound. Sent back middle of the floor, Varnell. Faulkner rushing itself a little now. There's Grant, up and a foul. So Angela Grant to the line. That's 4 on Turner, and Brown's already on the bench with 4. Grant free throw misses. Faulkner continuing to struggle at the stripe in this second half. They are now 2 of 7 at the line in the half.
With the aggression that Philander Smith plays, you're going to get there a lot. You've got to make them pay for putting you to the free throw line.
39-31 is the score as Grant makes the second. Burrows is out. Grant is out. Laney Henderson and Bridget Johnson in the ball game. Yelder over the timeline. Right wing. Dump down. Johnson providing the defense. Laney Henderson with the rebound. Henderson will dribble it out. Ahead to Adams. Adams look for Holland and just off target there. Adams is very much a rhythm player, and she sat that in most of that second quarter with foul trouble, and she just hadn't looked the same since she came back in, like she's cold again, which is an understandable thing.
Yeah. Just got to find a way to get back into the rhythm and flow of this ball game, and a lot of times for Nicoya, that's her creating the rhythm and the flow.
Right. You know, one of the things we haven't talked about yet is the balance in the scoring for Faulkner. 39 points as the team, nobody in double figures yet. Now, Adams had the strong start, 9 in the first quarter before she hit foul trouble. But since that time, it's been a very balanced attack all the way around for Faulkner. 39-31. Lady Eagles with the lead, working left side now back over to the right, down into the corner. That's going to be Williams with the basketball. The drive to the elbow, kicks it back over. There's a three, taken and buried from Yelder, and we're back down to a 4-point ball game, or a 5-point ball game. Adams got to get it out of there. That's Johnson. Back to Adams and a turnover. And Adams telling Johnson, work it up the floor. Don't come back to me there. But now Philander Smith stealing some of the momentum right back here as we go to the media timeout, Faulkner Sports Network. .437 remaining in the third quarter of play. 39-34, Faulkner in the lead. Philander Smith off the deck here in this quarter as they've cut it to 5 and trying to cut into it more. Morgan Holland rebounds the miss. Thrown ahead to Laney Henderson. Faulkner just not looking real crisp on anything they're doing with the ball right now. There's Holland downhill and blocked, I guess. Rebound going the other way by Robinson. Right-hand layup, and that's a foul on the other end. This is what we've been talking about. Like, the foul becomes too far of a gap, and then you don't call the obvious one on this end because you don't want to call another one on Philander Smith, but then you call one on the other end that was far less of a foul and less impactful on the play. Because you feel like at the end it should be equal. Well, it shouldn't be. It's not the way the game is played.
Not at all.
Like, Philander Smith has a particular style. They're going to foul more naturally. And now they're down, and they've got to be even more aggressive.
They're being rewarded really for being down.
And look, and if that's like, credit them. That's the way they have to play.
Yeah.
And now open floor. Foul on 21. All right, boys. Somebody calling some Grubhub. We're going to be here a little while. This one, in terms of the foul count, we're up to 34 and climbing. Yeah.
Quickly climbing.
Yeah. Nicoya Adams to the line. Free throw back iron, no good. And again, Faulkner not making them pay for it.
No, Adams from the free throw line here today was 2 of 2 on her first trip.
Makes the second one. 5-point game again. Working left, thrown ahead, left wing. Back over. Yelder gets it back to Robinson. Left side, now down in the corner. There's a three, no good. Kinley Varnell the board. Runs it out herself. Varnell spins back left. Varnell, trap coming. And a whistle. What did they come up with now? A foul?
Yep.
Usually a safe bet. They put it on 3. That's 3 on Jordan Johnson. So now Smith and Johnson and Robinson all with 3 for Philander Smith.
And
Brown and Turner with 4,
yeah.
So Varnell to the line, and these are important as Faulkner has not been good at the line in the second half, and it continues. They're now 4 of 11 from the free throw line in the third quarter. You're talking about left 7 points on the board, and they make the second. So your lead is 6, could be 13.
Yeah. only made one basket outside of your free throws. You
Yeah.
make those, like you said, this lead's a lot bigger than it is right now.
All right. 6-point ball game, 3:43 to go in the third quarter. That's Yelder on the ball, working to the right. Back left now. Williams bounces it ahead, stolen by Ella Jane Connell. Dribbles to the corner. That's where the trap comes, and has it stolen because she didn't feel the defense coming from behind. And layup right hand good and one.
And then the double mistake, fouling on the drive.
So the lead down to 4, could go to 3 here as Yelder goes to the line. Neely Johns in as Jacob Roark pulling Ella Jane over to have a conversation with his freshman. And that one's good. You're down to 3. Burrows gets it into Johns, now feeds it back to Burrows, works it ahead. That's Varnell. Got to get it out of there for the trap comes Burrows. Burrows will bring it across herself. Feeds Grant at the elbow. Grant, Johns, thought about it, put it on the deck. She's loses it. There's the layup the other way. That's what they want to do, and a foul by Kinley Varnell.
Hard foul. They're acting like they're going to talk about it.
They better not, though, because she
flagrant.
played the ball.
Yeah.
If what happened to Avaya Burrows isn't a flagrant, and this is a flagrant, you don't need officials anymore. It is not a flagrant. All right, foul on 25, Kinley Varnell. What bothers me there is, though, that they even had the conversation when the one earlier was obvious and there was not even a conversation. That one in, 41-39. Timeout by Faulkner. 3 minutes to go in the third. We'll pause. Faulkner Sports Network. Free throw up and good. 41-40, 1-point game again. Connell gets it over to Burrows. Burrows to Connell. Connell ahead, Johns. That'll back things off a little bit. Burrows now. Back out to Connell. Varnell on the deck with it. Works over. 12 to shoot. Johns. Back out to Varnell. Heaves the three. In and out. No good. Johns the rebound. She got hit on the putback, but I think it was clean. And now you're going to go the other way. Yelder. Chance to put Philander Smith in the lead. Working left. Handoff in the corner. Back around to the right. There's a three. No good. Rebound, Angela Grant. Grant trying to get it out of there. And a jump ball called? Really?
It's going to be Faulkner ball, but
I didn't see anybody even grab the basketball. Like, both Philander Smith players had their hands straight up in the air, and he called a jump ball. Have you ever seen that?
One of them had hands on it, but it was coming from the backside and really through the offensive player to me.
Okay.
But
Adams, Burrows, downhill. She's hit. No call. Grant's hit. They call the second. Listen, two things can be true at once. I'm going to give you three that are true. Faulkner's got to make their free throws. They put themselves in a tough position by missing so many of them. Philander Smith has got to play the way that they're playing to get back in the game, and it's worked for them. And also, this crew's completely changed this game. They've been terrible. Grant makes them both. 3-point ball game with $1:55 left here in the third. Working left, down in the corner. That one blocked.
Gonna get Burrows on the foul, coming underneath after the shot.
Foul call on Burrows. We're almost 90 minutes into this one, and we're in the third quarter because we've got 3 guys who should donate their checks to charity today. Free throw no good. That one is good. Ball thrown in Nicoya Adams. Burrows, Grant, back to Adams. Johns for 3, buried. 5-point game. There's the drive right hand with the layup and the answer on the other end for Yelder.
It's a good tape. Yelder strong.
Yeah. And there she is again. Steal layup right back into a 1-point game. Yelder making stuff happen for Philander Smith. Adams got to get the ball out of her hand. There's Burrows. Works it ahead to Grant. Grant over to Johns. Johns back to Burrows. Hand off. Adams fouled twice. Picks up the loose ball and makes the layup. I mean, good grief. Jacob Roark's saying, what are you seeing? Because clearly it's not the same game we're watching. Yelder. Buried.
Tie ball game.
Adams ahead to Burrows. She'll run it down all the way. Hesitation and a foul. Good job by Burrows to hesitate there.
It was.
Faulkner needs things to slow down here. Shot clock is off.
And that foul got called, and it was from the last few trips down one of the least egregious.
I know that, and if you're Williams, that's your argument. Like, we've done way worse than that. You haven't called it. Like, what? Like, I don't know, man. That's what makes it so hard for players is you don't know one trip or the next what is and what isn't. And it's a challenge to players. Burrows makes them both. 2-point game, 27.5 to go in the third. Adams telling the defense, play up, play up.
It's 10 points now for Evia Burrows. Or maybe 9 points.
Working, holding for last. Yelder backs out. We talked about the 3-point shooting of Philander Smith. They've been better in this quarter. And a travel. Faulkner with 4.5 to go in the third is going to have a chance to try to do something. Ball will be thrown in by Evia Burrows. They got to go quick with it. You don't want to give an easy layup on the Philander Smith, then deflect it out of bounds. So Burrows gets to advance 2 steps to her left. Now you don't want to throw it toward Philander Smith's basket. There's Varnell. Varnell heaves at half court, and a lot closer than I thought it was going to be. So
when it left her hand, I was like, that's got no shot. Yeah. That was actually closer.
50-48 is your score. 10 minutes to play. Brand new ball game. Faulkner Sports Network. 50-48 with 9:55 to go in the ball game here. Left side. Johnson gave it up. There's the drive downhill. Charge called on Caesar. That'll be her third. But Philander Smith's going to get to set the press up. (50-48) is the score with 9:45 left. Burrows will inbound it. There's Holland. Nice job to get that in. Now Holland will bring it herself and a hand off Burrows. Burrows, trap coming, got it over to Varnell. Varnell. And a hand check call on the perimeter. That's going to be on Jordan. Just her first. She might have been the only player without one. Her and Wade are the only two for Philander. The only player for Faulkner without one hadn't gotten in the game. Ball will be inbounded by Kinley Varnell. Varnell thrown into Burrows. There's Holland. Holland on the deck with it. Adams. Adams. Back out to Burrows. Burrows to Adams. Adams to Holland. Holland turns right hand through the contact. No call. Missed the shot. Pretty good defense there.
It was.
And lost to the floor. Loose ball picked up. Left side now. Downhill. Right hand off the glass. Good tie ball game as Johnson finishes it. Adams over the timeline. Back right. That's Varnell. Dumps it down to Grant. She's hitting the head. Back over to Holland. Three buried. 53-50. Yelder over the timeline. Defended by Burrows. She'll work left. Hand off Johnson. Back over. There's Yelder. Three. No. Rebound. Varnell. Thrown over to Adams. Adams over the timeline. Kicks it. Burrows on the deck with it. Gets it back out to Varnell. There's Adams with 18 on the shot clock. Down the lane. Falls down. Loses the ball. Yelder going the other way with it. Yelder in the lane. Back to the left. Three. No. Rebound. Kicked around. Holland comes away with it in the open floor. She's fouled from behind.
It's going to be a reach again on number 33.
That's Caesar. That's 4 on her. Timeout, Philander Smith. 7:47 to go, Faulkner Sports Network. Inbound will come from Angela Grant. Thrown up, Kinley Varnell. Varnell Holland down to Grant. She's hit.
Didn't matter. That's great design on the inbound play. Grant just works her way right into the center of the paint. Pass back up top. Easy pass from Holland right inside to Grant, and she knows what to do with it when she's that close.
55-50, two-possession lead right now. Yelder working to the left. Kicks it into the corner. There's a three. Buried. Philander Smith doing what it hasn't done well all year in shooting the three, but still in the ball game because of it. Varnell. Burrows intercepted by Yelder, and now a game-tying layup in the offing if they don't get back. Step through and one. Now they can take the lead. She misses. Rebound taken down by Holland. Thrown ahead to Varnell. There's the drive. Burrows up off the glass and good.
Good find by Varnell, seeing Burrows over on that wing. Burrows does a good job of gathering herself before she went up with the shot.
Johnson working right. Back to Yelder. There's the three off the handoff. No good. Burrows the rebound. 2-point lead. Burrows ahead to Adams. Adams in the middle of the floor. She'll dribble. Send left side. Holland. Holland brings it back out. 6:20 to go. Dump down to Grant. Up off the glass and good for Angela Grant. Give her 11. .604. Yelder left side. Now back up top. Yelder defended by Burrows. Down to the corner. Step back three. No. Rebound Morgan Holland. Philander will back off and let him bring it up the floor in a 4-point game.
Holland's eighth rebound of the ball game.
Skip past Varnell. Corralled. Varnell drives downhill, gets hit a couple of times, didn't matter.
Strong take by Varnell, able to finagle her way around the arm of the defender and get the shot up.
61-55, Yelder, three, buried again. Yelder, 23 for her, keeping her team in it. 3-point game with a 5:18 to go. We pause. Faulkner Sports Network. Nicoya Adams over the timeline. Working right. Hand off Kinley Varnell. Varnell, Holland. Holland to Burrows. There's Holland again. Burrows downhill, the drive, and called for the foul is going to be Deja Turner. That'll be 5 on her. Deja Turner's day is done. Couple of rebounds for her. That's all to her credit today, statistically speaking. Avaya Burrows to the line.
Foul trouble didn't really allow her to get anything going. She started out quick with 2 fouls, and it's kind of been that way ever since for her.
Avaya Burrows hits the first one. Second one, good. 5-point ball game, 4:55 to go.
Via Burrows with 13 points, 5 rebounds in the ball game.
Brown into the front court. She'll work right. The drive all the way. Right hand up off glass and good. Brown's been in foul trouble. She's been out. She's a big spark plug for this team. Right back in with a bucket immediately. Highland now. Highland will back it out. Bounce it over. There's Adams. Kicks it. Varnell dumps it to Grant. Grant throws it away. And Jacob Roark wants to know, where's the foul? What are you looking at? Angela Grant having to tend to herself after the contact. 63-62. Jacob Roark asked the ref, she's hurt. How do you think she got hurt? And he wants an explanation. Is Grant favoring the knee? Bridget Johnson will check in. Grant checks out, and we've said it a lot today, a lot more than I like to have to say it. The guys with the whistles have changed this game. You would have a really good basketball game without their involvement, but they've changed this game, and they've missed some obvious things to the point that there's not been a lot of protection of the players on the floor at times.
Yeah.
And that's a problem. Avia Burrows thrown ahead to Nicoya Adams. She sends it ahead to Morgan Holland. Holland back out to Adams. Tipped out of bounds.
And to that point, they're letting 2 and 3 fouls go to call the hard one.
Right.
And the hard one's where somebody gets hurt.
Right. Ball thrown in to Adams. And in that case, there was a hard one that didn't get called, and Angela Grant's out. Dump down to Holland. Holland spins, baseline, finishes it. Back to a three-point ball game. Into the front court goes Brown. She'll take the lane, get into Johnson, and an offensive foul called, and Brown's got a complaint there, I think. Good job by Johnson, but I don't think she's set.
That's Brown's 5th.
That's 5 on Brown, and now she's hurt. Again, great job by Johnson to try to get there. I don't think she got there.
I don't think she did
And
either.
that's the 5th on Brown, and she's hurt and out of the ball game with her 5th foul. Again, there's burn the tape games for players. There's burn the tape games for officials. This is one of the ones for officials. We're going to pause and hope that – let's see if they get her up. Okay. That's good. Brown is up. They're going to have to carry her out. Elijah Brown.
She's been a huge spark for this team. 16 points, 7 of 8 shooting. Having to leave the court because of fouls.
And that's frustrating for her. Just for that to be your last one, I mean, that's strong move to the basket. Great job by Bridget Johnson to try to get there. I mean, but again, you and I have agreed, don't think she did. And so there has to be a tech there. That's why Morgan Holland's shooting by herself, right?
Yeah, you got to think. I never saw one signaled, but.
So she makes the first. One more coming from Holland. I didn't see the signal on the tech either. I can only imagine that Philander Smith, head coach, Brandon Greenwood had something to say, and I wouldn't blame him in that instance. You just took my point guard out of the ball game on that with all the stuff you haven't called today. Burrows into Adams in a 5-point game with 3:34 to go. Adams, hand off Burrows. Burrows throws it over to Holland. There's Varnell. Varnell turns up, step through, up off the glass, no good. Tipped out by Avia Burrows and a foul.
Get Burrows on the foul over the back.
Okay. 67-62. 3:20. Let's walk to the other end of the floor. Yelder pulls it again. Buried again. 26 for Yelder. Her will to get her team back into this game and keep them in this game has been unbelievable.
It has.
Holland left wing.
She's hit so many timely threes, especially here in the third and fourth quarter.
11 on the shot clock, 2:48 to play, 2-point game. Avia Burrows into Nicoya Adams. Adams working left. Spins through traffic, 5 to shoot. Got to get it out of her hand. Tries to feed Varnell. Got the carom and put it in! Nicoya Adams got the carom off her own pass.
That's just how she drew it up.
That's right.
Sure.
Yeah, that's how you practice. 4-point game. Drive through. Offensive foul, Bridget Johnson.
That when she was there, that did a great job recognizing what was taking place on the court, coming across the lane and setting up.
Bridget Johnson drawing the foul. Angela Grant will check back into the ball game. And you talk all the time about role players understanding who they are. Bridget Johnson knows who she is, and she's played within herself today, and her minutes have been huge.
Man, and she's brought energy and effort, and just like that, just a good sense of the game to come in and draw that charge.
There's Varnell, 2:23 to go. Burrows to Adams. Adams over the timeline. She'll work left. Back out to Angela Grant. Right side, Varnell. Dump down Holland. Holland. Errant pass corralled by Burrows. 9 to shoot. Feed Holland. The help came. Holland is called the jump ball there. So nice job there by Caesar to come across with the help defense and force the jump. Now Faulkner's only got 6 for the inbound. Nicoya Adams will trigger the inbound. Thrown up to Grant. Hand off Varnell. 3 to get it out of her hand. Drive through. Right hand. No, won't go. Rebound. Put back good by Angela Grant. 6-point game.
Give Grant now the double-double. 13 points, 10 rebounds.
Working right. Now back left. Sent over. Out of the corner. Caesar. No. Rebound. Tipped around. Yelder keeps it alive again. Back over, the drive downhill. Robinson, good, no foul there by Avia Burrows. 71-67, 90 seconds to play. The key here for Faulkner is not to rush yourself.
Yes, the clock right now is your friend. Use as much of it as you can on this end of the floor.
Make them put you on the line if they have to. Burrows, 15 to shoot. Skip pass over, Adams corrals it. 11 to shoot. Downhill, through the contact, and one. No, he called it on the floor. Now he's being overruled. Hang on.
No, they're saying on the floor.
On the floor. He ruled. Okay, he's saying on the floor. And I agree with that. Fine. Put her on the line. She continued in the motion, all of the things. But, you know, the way today's gone, I'm just glad they called the foul. So, I am of the opinion that, you know, fouls should be called when they impact the play.
I think this is a smart substitution, bringing in Johnson for Grant for defensive purposes, especially at this point for Philander Smith.
Nicoya Adams misses the first. This is big here. Faulkner has struggled at the line in the second half. Nicoya Adams, 14 points to her credit this afternoon. Trying to make number 15, and she does. 72-67. 1:08 to go. Ball thrown in to Robinson. She'll bring it over the timeline now. Philander Smith downhill, kicks it over left side. Turnover. 1:03 to play.
Now again, offense for defense.
Burrows will inbound. She'll work it ahead to Grant. Back to Burrows. Now just use the 30.
Yeah.
Use all of the 30. Grant with it. Sends it over left side. Varnell dumps it down to Holland. Has it knocked loose, and they're going to go turnover. Morgan Holland says she pushed me. Referee said the ball went off you. Jacob Rowe.
Both are right.
Yeah, both are right. The ball did go off you. You were pushed into the ball, but the ball went off you. So now Philander Smith down 5:50 and a half to go. That an unfortunate turnover for Faulkner, and early in the shot clock at that.
Yeah, 20th turnover of the game for the Lady Eagles.
Yelder on the basketball. She's been incredible in the second half today. Bounces it ahead. There's a three. Off the glass and good. 2-point game with 38 seconds left. Timeout taken, full timeout. We'll take it with them, Faulkner Sports Network. .38 seconds remaining, 72-70. Yelder, we talked about 26 for her in the ball game, and your observation during the break was?
Every one of them in the second half.
Everything in the second half. Incredible second half performance for her. Burrows has got to get the ball in. Got it to Grant, right back to Burrows. There's Varnell over the timeline. Varnell. Dribbling clock, trap came, fires it over, stolen, going the other way, game time lap, don't foul her. She missed it, rebound Adams. Make them foul you now. There's Holland, gets it out to Adams, 12 to play, nearly stolen, Varnell recovers it, 9 to play, make them foul you. And they do. 6.8 to play. Is that on Williams? It was. That's her fifth. Her game is done. 6.8 to play, and both of these are critical for Faulkner. Kinley Varnell to the line. 9 points today. 1 of 4 at the line. Make it 2 of 5. Now don't foul the shooter if you're Faulkner.
Yeah. It's where you like the senior coming to the line who's been through all the battles and just steps up and knocks the first one down.
Made them both. Kinley Varnell makes it a 4-point game with 6.8 to play. Don't touch anybody. Let him shoot.
Let him shoot, yeah.
Let him shoot. Missed it. Rebound Bridget Johnson. Ball game. Faulkner survives Philander Smith in what turned out to be every bit of the thriller that we thought it would be coming in. It didn't take the roadmap that we thought it would take. But it has been a great ball game.
And for this Faulkner team, a great way to finish it out. Get in a tough game, in a fight, a true fight, and you find a way to win the game when you go through it.
And look, Philander Smith, you want to talk about, like, the fight that they showed. They were down 16-4 off the jump and could have gone away, and they didn't. 16-4. Come all the way back, and every time Faulkner built a double-digit lead, Philander Smith came all the way back. Just an incredible, tenacious performance in the second half, led by Maya Yelder. Maya Yelder with 26 in the game, all in the second half. And you're talking about a team that we came in saying they don't shoot the three well, just 29%. How about 39% from three? Big difference in that game today.
Huge difference, and there were streaks where they did not shoot the three. They were way less under that 39%, but they hit a timely three.
Yeah.
And it was all coming off in the second half of Yelder. Hitting those threes, she is 6 of 11 from the three-point line here this afternoon. She was 8 of 17 from the floor, 6 of 8 from the free throw line, 4 assists, 4 steals, and 2 rebounds to go with those 26 points.
And I mean, we said it earlier. She willed her team back into the game.
100%.
There was one sequence where she came down, hit a three, went back and stole the inbound and laid it up. It was just a quick 5-point sequence, got them right back in the ball game. It's a team that we said coming in, they only allow 62 points a game. They gave up 74 here today, so credit Faulkner to that regard. And we said they turn you over 30 times a game. Well, 21 sounds like a lot of turnovers, but it's a lot less than 30.
Yeah.
And so Faulkner does its job in that regard. And look, they rebound the ball 40 times a game. They only got 23 rebounds today. So Faulkner did what they do, which is control the glass.
And even steals. This is a Philander Smith team that averages 19 steals a game. You've got 10.
Yeah.
And so all of those things, while, 10 steals is still a lot of steals.
Right.
But it's still a controlled number from where they are typically in a normal game so far this season. But those 10 steals and those turnovers led to 25 points off turnovers for Philander Smith.
Absolutely. So it turned into an absolute thriller here in Tyne Davis today. Just an incredible ball game. 74-70, your final. Faulkner scoring the win in this one. And individually, we told you about Yelder with 26. Elijah Brown had 16. Those are the two in double figures. But you also got to talk about Johnson with 9 and Robinson with 8. Just a total team effort for them. And then on the Faulkner side, the balance, man.
Yes. All 5 starters in double figures, led by Nicoya Adams with 15, 13 apiece for Evia Burrows, for Angela Grant, and for Morgan Holland, and then 11 for Kinley Varnell, hitting those 2 huge free throws at the end of that ball game.
Yeah, because that sequence is different if you miss even one of those. You make them both, you don't have to play defense at all.
Yeah.
And you miss one, you got to play defense, and you miss them both, and now it's, you got a timeout, you're drawing stuff up, whatever's got to happen. So just huge moment there for Kinley Varnell at the end. Stepped to the line cold as ice, knocked him down. And just I would be remiss not to say I think that Philander Smith team very clearly and very obviously one of the top 64 teams in the country.
Absolutely.
They're receiving votes right now, and they'll They may end up getting dinged in the next poll, and they shouldn't. They should climb.
Not off of this, no.
That's their first loss of the season, but that's a team that I think we're going to see in March in the NAIA tournament. And for Faulkner, it's an 11-1 start. You go back into conference play on Thursday. You travel to Life University, but it's an 11-1 start. That is an enormous win for Faulkner, and we got to talk about her one more time because we talked about 5 starters in double figures, but you cannot say enough about the play of Bridget Johnson off the bench. The stats, you're going to look at 4 points and 2 rebounds, and you're going to think, well, okay, nothing special, but she took charges. She defended well. She was in the right position all day long. And to a lesser extent, I think you got to say the same thing about Neely John. She made the most of her minutes when she came in.
But for Bridget Johnson, she plays 11 minutes. But the play and the quality of it does not drop when she's on the floor for those 11 minutes.
No, they're not changing their pace or anything.
And that's huge when you can get a player who can just understand and fit in and play within the flow and rhythm of the basketball game and then defend the way that she did here in this ball game this afternoon.
Just an incredible performance all the way around. Yelder absolutely insane with 26. Looking forward to seeing what she does for Philander Smith the rest of this season. For Faulkner, 12-1. Finals week, you get on the bus on Thursday and you go to Life University, and you'd love to keep this streak going and the momentum going as you head into the Christmas break. We aren't back here on a broadcast for the Lady Eagles until January the 3rd when they host Loyola. Between now and then, you got a road trip to Life and you got a road trip to Point University. 2 big ones, one in conference, one out of conference, and you need them both. If you're Faulkner, you're still trying to earn respect, still trying to climb in the polls. But this is one I think has got to get you some respect after this win.
It does, especially with with the way this Philander Smith team plays and the reputation that they have, just being a intense defensive team, creating the turnovers and then capitalizing off of them the way that they do. Huge win for the Lady Eagles here this afternoon.
74-70 your final here at Tyne Davis this afternoon. For Jackson Hall and Garrett Barnes, for David Turner, I'm Jeremy Smith. This has been the Faulkner Sports Network presentation of Faulkner Lady Eagle basketball. Have a great night. Merry Christmas and God bless you.